Good evening guys, and how are we all doing? So I'm back with another vlog, and I just want to say I'm sorry really, because if you remember a while back I put up a video of DJI Osmo and the iPhone 10, and it said, that's what it said in the description, but I didn't really feel as though it was a full kind of review. So basically I'm going to do a proper review a few weeks on, now that I know what it's all about and everything. So I hope you're all feeling Christmassy. I've got my incense going, I've got my lights on, and I've also got my LEDs on as well. So yeah, so basically here's my little proper review of the Osmo Mobile and the iPhone 10. Now, I haven't heard one bad thing about the build quality on this DJI Osmo. The build quality is absolutely exceptional. Basically what you got here is you've got a mount which is actually padded with fairly firm rubber. It's not a foam, it's like a fairly firm rubber. You can't dig your nail into it or anything. But I'd rather it be this way, because I think foam after a while would actually deteriorate, and then you'd basically end up putting it on. It would just start getting all sticky and tacky, and it just wouldn't be very nice. So that's quite a nice touch. So it doesn't damage your phone when it clamps it, and obviously when you've just spent like a good deal of money on an iPhone 10, you don't want to get marked by this gimbal. So moving round to the other side, you've got your little knob which you can twist, and that will open it and close it. That feels nice and smooth. It doesn't feel cheap or plasticky. That feels really good to turn. Then moving on to the motor mounts, they all feel very smooth and very nice. These are made of aluminium, I believe, that's what I've been told. And everything has a really nice weight to it. And also on here you've got the DJI logo there, and you've also got the you've got the Osmo logo there. So then moving on to the base of it, you've got a nice swivel action there. Obviously that all works by motors. And so from here upwards is pretty much all aluminium. Then moving on to the actual handle. Basically you've got a tripod mount here. If you unscrew this, you'll see what kind of mount it actually has. It's one of these adjustable ones where it self-grips around the edge. And that's just a little cap which comes with it, which you can put on just to cover that up, because obviously they want everything to look aesthetically nice. If you continue turning it, you've got a trigger here. I'll talk about those later on in the video, and you'll see what the trigger is actually for. Basically, if you press it once and hold it, it will fix the camera in a position. I'll show you that in a second. If you double tap it, it will return the actual top bit to central position. And if you triple tap it, it will actually tell the camera on your phone to go to the front facing camera, and it will automatically switch that over for you, and you can start recording with these buttons down here. Staying on to this bit again, you've got a charging cable there which goes into there. Now it's actually a bit like a headphone jack. People have really slated it for that, and I can't understand why. I mean, if you're going to plug it, well, you can't even plug it into your phone now because they've got rid of the headphone jack. So there's no problems there. But what I don't understand is people are saying, oh, you may get confused. Well, if you get confused and you plug that into your phone and then plug it into the mains, you're going to have a serious problem. If anything, you deserve it, yeah? Yeah, it's a bit tight, actually. But I don't really see why people argue about it and say it's a bad design or whatever, because it's not. It's just the way they've done things. Yeah, so I can't really understand why people complain about this. Doesn't really make sense, but, you know, I just get on with it, just use it. Here you've got the power button. You basically just hold that down and it'll turn on. You just hold it down for a few seconds. It's not actually doing anything now, because on the top here, what you've got, I'll just turn that off again. On the top here, what you've got is you've got a little sensor here. and this sensor basically like sees, and it can see when a phone is slotted in. If it can see that there's a phone there, it will then auto calibrate and turn on when you turn it on. It'll auto calibrate when you turn it on. That's the power button there. You hold it down for about 1.5 seconds and it'll come on. On this bit here, you've got a joystick, and that allows you to pan up, down, side to side. You then got a recording button underneath, which you press it once to record and then press it again to stop recording. And then when it's in photo mode rather than actually taking a video, you can press that and it will take pictures for you. So moving down the grip, you'll find that there's a slim piece of plastic here, but the rest of it is actually rubber. It feels really nice in your hand, feels very nicely weighted, and that's yeah, it feels really comfortable. None of your fingers are stretching for the buttons. Everything is in touching distance. You're not straining, you're not trying to push something up here. Down here you've got a wrist strap, which basically, you don't have to have it on. You can take it off if you want. It just came with it, but knowing how clumsy I am, I'm probably going to drop it at some stage. So I've put mine on. And even that is branded with DJI on there, which is quite a nice touch. They could have just used some kind of generic one, but they didn't. They actually branded it. And then coming down to the bottom here, you have a little trap door with a little switch on it. You push that down and it will spring open automatically. It's spring loaded. And then you have a little red thing there which you press in and the battery will pop out. On the battery you have a little tab and you can pull that out. And even the battery is branded with DJI, which is quite a nice touch. So to put it back in, if you look at the shape of that, it's rounded on these bits and then straight on that one. So you line it up with the rounded bits, so it'll go in that way. And you push it in, it clips in, push the door shut, and then you just slide that button over and it'll lock it. So if you don't lock it, it'll keep springing open. It's just one of those things. But if you slide the button, it'll lock. Okay, so you got your iPhone X. Or iPhone 10 or whatever you want to call it. And basically what you want to do is you want to put it in the holder. Now I have tried it with a case on, Apple's own silicone case, and you'll find that it doesn't actually balance that well when you put it on. So what you want to do is you just want to whip it out of the case and then put it into your gimbal, like so. So you slot it in and you tighten this up with this knob on the back. So you just turn that clockwise and it'll lock the phone in nice and securely and it won't come out. Next, what you want to do is you want to go for the power button. Now that's triggered by holding it down for a few seconds until that light comes on there. So then what you want to do is you want to unlock your phone. And then you want to go to the camera app. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few ways on how to make a video. See, on the camera app here, what you have is you can actually have the chance to have 4K 60. I don't know whether you can see that, whether it's very clear or not, but you can have 4K with 60 frames per second. If you come out of that and then go to the DJI Go app, so if you go into the app, you'll find that the maximum resolution that you can actually have is 4K at 30 frames per second. So what I generally tend to do is I ignore the app for making videos, and I basically just use this one because you can get great footage, and you can also it ends up in you don't have to import them into your phone with your photos. You can basically just have them in your phone album. They're there straight away. So as you can see, the gimbal is doing everything it can to keep that image stable, which is exactly what you want. On the back of here, there's a little trigger. So if you hold that, it'll actually lock in that position, and it doesn't matter what you do, it will focus on that one thing. So if you're filming skating, for example, or something low down, it will stick on that frame, which is exactly what you want. So what's the first thing to do when you get a gimbal? What you want to do is you want to calibrate the phone to the actual device. So if you hit this little icon down here, which is settings, you'll find camera, gimbal, general and live. If you select gimbal, it will then come up with a calibrate section here. So you start calibration for horizontal, and you've also got one below which is just auto calibrate. So you can hit the auto calibrate, and it says ensure that the gimbal is placed upright on a stable surface and the gimbal can rotate freely. Hold it by hand if necessary. Tap OK to start self calibration. So I'm going to hold it as still as I can, and I'm going to hit that OK button. So I'm holding it as still as I can, and it should start doing all this different things. I don't really know what it's doing. It seems to be stuck in that position for quite a long time. Oh, movement. It's saying 60% on the screen, so I'm guessing it's pretty much getting there. And it should flick right round to the front so I can see the screen. There we go. Oh no, it's going the other way. It's on 80% there. And what this does is it works out where all the motors are, how heavy the phone is on one side, and it'll make it calibrate to your phone. So if you can't balance it properly, it will help with this. So following the buttons here, what we've got is we've got a joystick, and you can basically pan around and move where you want to go. Now what I found is that if you're looking to do slow motion stuff, what you can do is you can go onto settings, and then you go on gimbal, got joystick, fast configure. So if you go on fast, if you press fast and then go on done, the joystick will move around really quickly. Okay, so if you're doing fast shots, that would be handy. If you go back to the settings and then on gimbal again and then go on middle, it will slow it down a bit. It's not as fast. If you then go on settings again and on gimbal obviously, and if you go on slow and done, it will then pan round very, very slowly. Not many people have explained that in the videos. So if you go onto gimbal and then fast again, you can ever so slightly push the button and it will go slow, but it's a lot harder to control if you're looking to get that scene first time. So if you press it ever so slightly, it will do it slowly, but it wants to do it fast really. So I normally have mine on slow, because basically, oh no, that's the wrong one. Basically, if I want to go slow, what I will do is I will purely just twist it, and that'll give me a slow kind of pan. Or I can go fast, even. I can do whatever I want. So that's my kind of preference on it. If with the trigger on the back, if you press it twice, it will reset it. So say if your camera's pointing down, if you quickly double press the trigger, it will bring it right back. If you press it 3 times in quick succession, it will start recording. Well, it will flick to the front view, and then you can start recording. You can do the active tracker. You can do all sorts of stuff. The active tracker, if you draw a, oh no, yes, we'll get that on that. And if you draw a square on that, it will follow wherever I go. I'm not moving I'm not moving the actual gimbal. I'm purely just moving my head. And that's what it'll do. It will follow your face in that square, and it will move with it. Clever, isn't it? That's quite a good thing. I quite like that. So if you had this in a stand, for instance, and you were sat at a desk and you were moving around, or you were doing a gym workout, that would be the best thing, in my opinion, to use when you're doing the actual video. So flick it 3 times again, and it will go back to the front facing camera, the rear facing camera. And you can also do lots of different things. You can go on standard, you can go on slow motion, you can go on time lapse, time lapse. Oh, that's a motion time lapse. So basically what you can do is you can point your camera over there, you press that, and you can move it over here and press that. And then if you click next, what it'll do is you can actually select different time intervals. So you can have 16 seconds there, and you can have 1 minute there. Going on to the software side of things, I haven't actually used that. I don't really see the point. I've got Final Cut X on my laptop, so I don't really see the point in using this. I mean, why go out for hamburgers when you can have steak at home? It just doesn't really. I haven't used it, so I'm not going to do a review on that because I really don't know how good or bad it actually is. So why did I buy this one and not the Osmo Plus with the camera? Why did I buy the mobile? Well, the way I see it is, if you buy the Plus, you're stuck with that camera on there. Yeah? It's not going to be upgraded. It's not going to... So it's going to get dated. When was the last time you bought an iPhone and about a year later they bring out something better, something newer, something with better resolution, better screen, more steady? It happens all the time. Things are upgrading all the time. They're getting better all the time. So why would you buy one with a camera for more, significantly more, about £400 more, when you can get one with an interchangeable camera for a fraction of the price? If I wanted to use it, I slot my phone in. If my girlfriend wanted to use it, she slots her phone in. If a mate wants to borrow it, he slots his phone in. He doesn't need to go out and buy a memory card. He doesn't need to then put it onto it. He can just put his phone in it, do a bit of recording, and give it straight back to me. So the way I see it is, these are interchangeable. The camera on the gimbal will not be. It might be one day, but it'll cost you a hell of a lot of money. If you're going to get one of these on contracts and they're upgrading the whole time, you're going to get a new one anyway. You're never going to keep the phone for 10, 15 years, are you? But, now here's the but, I use this for hobby work. I do vlogs whenever I want. If you're a professional and you're using the camera all the time, every day, it's worth going for the gimbal on top, I think. That's my personal opinion. I don't do that, so I'm going to stick with the actual phone. Basically, yeah, if you're using it day in, day out, and you need 4K all the time, and it's a lot more easy to transport, then go for it. That's what yeah, definitely go for it, because it won't be a waste of money. But for me, personally, with what I do and what I use it for, I'm going to go with this one. Because the gimbal is excellent as it is. It stabilizes the phone. Yeah? The app on the phone also updates itself over time. So you're never going to be without an upgrade. All that I'm going to upgrade is the top bit. And for me, that's all it boils down to. Now, I haven't been sponsored for this video. I haven't been given this. I basically traded in my old phone, and what happened was, when I bought this phone online, so I bought it with my own money. I'm paying for it monthly. I'm not rich. I'm not one of these YouTubers who brings in a load of money. But, big but, when I traded my old phone in, they gave me a gift voucher for £200. Now, instead of going and buying a case and a screen protector and all this kind of stuff, before I even got to that section, I walked past this, and I thought to myself, well, I'm not going to be able to spend £200 on a case and a screen protector. I may as well buy something which is going to help me in the long run, and I found this beauty. So, me doing general vlogging, you know, whenever I want, doing some cinematic shots, it's perfect for me. It's absolutely brilliant. But basically what I wanted to do was I wanted to upgrade what I had already and bring in some more different features and a bit more of a personal touch to my vlogs. So that's the reason why I bought it. That's the reason why I went for the mobile. and not the actual 4K gimbal on top, the Osmo Plus. I went for this one because it suits my needs, and that's how that's what I want to do. And it was also cheaper and I could afford it. So this one retails around about £200, I think it is. You can get cheaper variations, you can get cheaper things off Amazon, but let's put it this way, DJI is a pretty good company. They make drones, they make all sorts of equipment. It's my first DJI objects, and I'm gotta say, I'm impressed. I wonder what their drones are like. That might be something next that I buy off them. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope that this brought you in a bit of insight as to what the DJI Osmo is all about. So I'm going to record you some stuff now. I'm purely just going to use the actual camera on the phone, because in the actual DJI Go app you can't use the full potential of the camera. You can't use the 60 frames, you can only use the 30. And that's in 4K, and I want the best resolution I can possibly get. So I'm going to do a few things. I'm not going to edit them in any way. I'm purely just going to put them straight on into Final Cut Pro, and you can see how good the footage is.
We started right, gonna roof up these guys, man, I swallow their pride like a side of fries. Any man's career over mine's gonna dice, don't chat like you're sick, cause we don't like lies. Chatting bare breeze on the slide, I don't like that though, so I ain't got no time for any bullshit said in another man's rhyme. Season the game like a sprinkle of time. Yeah man, a good man, I'm doing just fine. Settling in well in this town called grind. Polishing up cause I'm ready to shine. Gonna grasp this chance and claim it mine, cause I'm back for good like a sturdy spine. And people wanna chat and not undermine, but I hit straight back and redefine. So I'll spin it MCs feel like turbine. Get spun around, man wanna test and it's pound for pound. Gotta stand up tall when you stand your ground. An eye for an eye, my brother, that is sound. How the fuck are people trying to bring me down whilst I'm building up, trying to make me frown, but it ain't gonna work, it ain't allowed. So I'm doing this for me and I'm standing proud. Doing this cause I got a place in the scene, epic winning in this bitch like Charlie Sheen. Questioning me, what do you mean, sounding like Skepta, and that's not me. Nah, that's not me. Better respect, recognise properly. Better respect, recognise properly. Better respect, recognise properly. Better know the name, RW, I'm in a different lane. Got a lot of bars and a lot to gain. Got a lot of things going on in my brain, but I'm here and I'm...
So now you're probably wondering, how do I get the videos from my iPhone onto your Mac? Well, I've just figured it out. So what you want to do is you want to plug your iPhone in. And you want to get rid of that. Cancel. So basically, the idea is that you want to, like, I use Final Cut, which is at the bottom there, and basically I don't want to use an app on my phone to make videos. What I want to do is I want to upload them onto Final Cut and then edit them from there on. So to get them from there onto there without airdropping, which takes forever, so what you want to do is you want to click Launchpad, and then you want to go to Other, which is in the middle there, and you want to click that, and then you want to go to Image Capture, which is that one there. Click that, and you want to unlock your phone. Just do that quickly. Oops. Swipe up, and then you'll see a load of videos come up here. These are the ones that are on your phone, and I think there's pictures as well. So what you want to do is you want to highlight the ones that you want. You can multi-highlight by holding down Command and then clicking on each image, and then you just want to click Import, and then it'll come up with a loading bar and all your images will appear on your desktop. If you select desktop at the bottom there, make sure you click that and it'll come up with all the options where you want it. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next vlog.